everybody, it's Christine, and I'm back to my normal workspace, so hopefully I'll feel a little more organized, even though technically this is probably not as nice a workspace as I had at my craft retreat, but at least I know where things are, right? So today I'm doing 30 days of sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm doing day 22, and this, I had printed these out, y'all, so this is T90. I'm not going to pull up the website, but it'll all be linked below. I cannot read who designed this. I'm so sorry. You'll have to check out the links. It's day 22. The pictures I'm going to do, I actually did a layout not too long ago with these two pictures, and I think it's on my Instagram. I don't think I did a process video, but it's these same two pictures, but I just like the pictures, and that was a gift layout, so I don't have it anymore, so I'm going to redo these pictures. It's my daughter and her good friend, Alexis, and she loves her to death. So they were up in... I don't remember, somewhere up north at some event. They took some pictures at some photo area. So anyway, they look really cute. And I'm also going to be pulling back out my Cocoa Vanilla No Limits. I've already pulled all this ephemera out so I could look at it here. And then I have obviously the stickers and the chipboard. So what I'm going to do is use, so you can see on the sketch, it has like a wood grain border and then the circles are wood grain. And then there's like this big photo strip looking piece, and then some, of course, some embellishments, mixed media. And what I've decided to do is, first off, the title's going to be No Limits. I do like that, and I've got some reasons. There's not really journaling space on here, so I may put it on the back or do something. But there is a wood grain in the collection. It's called Big Bang. I love this wood grain. I'm going to actually gut it because I want to keep the wood grain, because I'm going to use this. I'm not going to use the wood grain in the circle, but I'm going to use this star circle-y stuff, because I'll go, well, heck, it's already got a circle in there, so I'm going to do that. And then what I'm thinking for the photo mat, or the photo strip rather, is I'm going to use this, and then I have this border punch. It's an EK Success border punch. I don't have a photo strip die, or I don't have my Cricut, you know, it died some time ago, and besides that, it wasn't one of the fancy ones with the design space, so I don't have all that, so I'm going to make do with what I have. And like I said, I got this little guy here, so I think I'm going to do border punch along the side, and then I'll mount the photos on this. And then I'll have to get into this stuff here. But that's my plan. I don't think I have anything else to say about it at the moment. So let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to kind of prep the paper here, and then I'll put it back on camera so you can see what I do. All right, talk soon. All righty. So now I've got the, as I mentioned, I did gut the little wood grain, and I have trimmed down the circle paper there. I guess it was about a 1/2 inch. And then I've scuffed the edges of it. For some reason, I just always struggle to leave them undone some kind of way. Now, here's where, y'all, I don't think sometimes. This is going along just fine, right? So I decided this, as I mentioned, I'm going to make this green, this bluish green here, basically the photo strip that's in the sketch. So I've got my little border punch, and I'm going along, and this looks great. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty, right? I'm cool, and so I'm going to come along. I'm going to take off the branding strip. I'm saying, okay, how long is it? Is that the right length? Yes, that all looks great. So I'm going to take off my branding strip, and then I'm going to trim off the bottom, because I go, okay, I don't need that. I just need it that certain length. And then I come along, and I punch the other side. Now, let me see if y'all can guess why this was a silly thing to do. Well, I do this. First off, I didn't even pay attention. Y'all, I realized, I started poking around, looking at this friggin' punch, because I thought to myself, well, how am I going to know how to do this opposite each other? And I really didn't even figure it out until I happened to look down at the punch. I don't even know exactly when I do it. But I look, and there's actually a little mark on the front side, kind of, you'd have to pick it up and look at it. And I can't now remember if I did it or not here, but I pick it up and I look at it, and I realize there's a little mark under there. And I think that's where you're supposed to start your paper. And I'd never noticed it before. Now, here's where I realize how friggin' goofy I am. I cut that border all the way over there. That's not going to do me any good. I need it to be skinny. I'm so silly. So I realized, well, that's not going to work. And I thought at first, okay, well, I'll just trim it off, and then I'll just put it on this other side. And I thought, no, I can see the seam way too much. That's not going to work. So then I decide, okay, we'll just mark it. And it works out. I mean, I kind of have to figure out, I'm sitting here, I don't know, y'all. I don't know what kind of thought process I had there. But then I go, okay, well, I'll just mark it. And then I go along, and I do go ahead and punch this other side. Now this is, I think, again, I don't think I think about looking at that little mark. I'm sitting here looking at this going, how do I do this? How do I make sure? How do I make sure? I pick that up. I look at it. I don't really know for sure. And I may sneeze, y'all. So sorry. Anyways, I realized, I just start going for it. I go, oh, well, poop on it. If it's not perfect, it's handmade, right? But I do realize that at some point that there's a little mark on the front. So now moving forward, I'll think about that. But anyway, so I punch these little borders. I clean this up. And it works out well. I mean, honestly, I make it a little tight, because I take these two pictures. And initially, I didn't even have them matted. I do decide to mat them because I go, well, I got that wood grain. I can tie all that back together. So I'm going to go ahead and mat these photos in the wood grain. Somehow they're not exactly the same width. I guess that little selfie, it prints it. And I've mentioned this before, it always prints just a little bit off the edges. Like the photo itself goes over the edge of the perforation that you're supposed to use to kind of pull it apart. And inevitably, I end up cutting the pictures just a hair different. It's not so much your eye really gets offended, but it's just a hair different. So when you make photo mats, they're not exactly the same. So that's okay, though. I go ahead and cut these. And so now I've got these photos matted. And if I'm honest, I really like this wood grain, too, because it does tie back into the little photo backdrop. I don't know if that's a backdrop or if that's actual wood. It looks like actual wood that they're standing in front of for their photos. But I just really kind of liked it because that wood grain kind of all ties into that. So now I've got my photos matted and I've got my little fake photo mat going, or photo strip going on there. And I kind of piddle with this. There's that little orange star on the circle there, and I kind of didn't really want to cover it up. But really there wasn't any way. You see, I'm kind of looking to see, is there another way to do this? But I really didn't like the orientation of any of the other little elements when I did turn it. So I think I still can see it a little bit, but I end up covering it up mostly. And it kind of hurts my feelings some because I do like it, but it's okay. I think I can see some of it with the title where it is. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and mat these photographs on this little faux photo strip. And I'm not even really sure it's really... I guess I could have, no, you have to leave the edges on there. I was going to say, maybe I could have taken the edges off. That little punch there is actually intended for you to thread ribbon through it. So you can kind of see it's just the right width for like a little, I think it's a 1/4 inch ribbon. You can actually, run that through them little holes and make like a little border if you want to with ribbon. I have not done that in 100 years, but that's what it was for originally. I like it as a little border punch. So I did decide I wanted to mount the photograph, or the photo strip rather, on foam. And this is where I've got that foam a certain width and I'm going, wait, which direction did I have that? Y'all, this was early, in the morning. I don't really have an excuse, though, because that's my normal scrapbooking time, but that's what I'm going to say. I'm sticking to that story. And then I do decide the photo strip's just a hair too long. Initially, I thought I'd leave it alone because I thought, well, you'll have some embellishments and whatnot. And I thought, I'm going to trim it up. But that's okay. I mean, I still put a little embellishment on the bottom down there. It's not a big deal, but I just trimmed that up. All right, so I've got my no limits. I've got my photo strip. I'm kind of looking. I do have all that ephemera, right? If I'm looking at this, initially, I know there's a lot of stars, which I like that, right? And also, like I said, the pattern paper here has these stars printed on it. So I do incorporate these stars that are already printed into clusters that I create with the stars. Now, the first thing I do pull off is a little journaling spot. When I take the picture of the thing, I basically only have their names and the date. I mean, there's 2 little lines left. I don't know what else I really could add. But I might want to add some stuff on the back. I just want to kind of speak to the fact that both these ladies they're rocking it in their chosen career. They're network marketers, and they are just phenomenal at it. They do a great job. And in fact, Alexis is just about to hit a promotion in her organization. So she's pretty excited, and Brooke loves her to death. They just enjoyed. They don't actually live in the same state or anything. They've basically been virtual/Zoom friends, I guess, if you want to call it that, which perhaps in the age of the pandemics, that's not so unusual anymore. Or even with us, right, on our scrapbook community, we have tons of folks that we meet online, either through YouTube or Instagram or something, and we get to be good friends. And I have a couple of those that I'm enjoying working with on our hops, and I think that's all right. So I'm now going through my stars. Again, I really didn't intentionally use so many stars. I kind of thought to myself when I started I was going to end up using a bunch of different little ephemera because I pulled all that stuff out, and I had it in my head, I'll use a bunch of different things. And then I gravitated right back to them stars. I don't know what it is. I even made myself pull out those lightning bolts because I go, you got to use these lightning bolts. I like the lightning bolts. That's what's so crazy is I really like them. But I'm not going to lie, I struggle to use them. I do end up using 2 of them. So I'm going to go through and pick out a few little things. I do find this little ticket. I think it says, oh gosh, does it say? Oh, it says main event. Main event was what it said. I kind of went with the 3 tickets they have different little things on. One says something like championship game or something. And I kind of went with this main event. One reason is because they were at an event. And the second reason is the color. I just like the color with it too. Now I'm laying these ephemera where I think I'm going to put them. I end up switching them just a tad. I don't even put it on camera, I don't think, because I don't want you to sit there and watch me have to glue this stuff down. As I've said before, that just takes me 100 years to glue stuff down. I did take that label off the sticker sheet just to build that little cluster up there. And I've still got that little printed out sketch. So if your eyes are good enough, you might can kind of see where I'm kind of matching with the sketch, a little bit. I don't obviously use florals. I'm just kind of building up around the photo in that lower right and kind of coming around up to the title and that. I do like the little chipboard. I find that one that says, oh my goodness, what does that say? It's yellow. I can't see it in my little screen here, so my apologies. I know what it says, and if I were looking at it, I could say it immediately, but I don't remember right now, but it's that yellow little chipboard piece there, and I put that over the top of the journaling spot. And then I'm just working my way through the little pieces of the ephemera and the chipboard, and like I said, I end up just still gravitating towards to stars. I don't know when I do this, but if you see the little hand on the upper right screen there, it's the little, I think that means I love you. I want to say it means I love you in sign language. I'll end up putting that next to no limits in a minute just to create a little, fill out that space. But here's where I'm putting this lightning bolt. I'm like, I am bound and determined I'm going to use that lightning bolt. And then I have another one I set up there. Now, what's funny is I set all this stuff here, and then I realized, well, I might have noticed it earlier. I just didn't know if I was going to do it. The sketch actually has some little mixed media on it. So I'm getting this put all together, and then I'm looking at the layout. And while I do like that background paper, I'm just thinking you kind of need a little something extra. You need a little something extra. And so in a minute, I'm going to cut away. I'm going to go ahead and go get some mixed media. And I will say I pulled out 3, I don't even know if I put this on camera. I pulled out 3 different colors. I pulled out a couple of blues and I think an orange or something. And none of those they're not really going to work. So I end up pulling out a gold, and I'll show you that name in just a minute. But right now I'm still kind of fiddling around with the ephemera. And you'll see I've got the little hand right there now next to no limits. Now I'm going to end up sliding all this off to the side even after I set all that down there because I decide I absolutely do want to do that mixed media. So give me 1 second. There's my mixed media. So I've slid all my little ephemera off. And now I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle this. Now this looks like a really dark, like copper brownish color. And it is, I'm not going to lie, I mean, it is. If I let it sit there and dry like that, it'd probably stay pretty dark. But I do take my napkin and I kind of blot it, which lightens it up just a little bit. And it's mostly kind of just gold now. I didn't really introduce gold any other kind of way. So I'm not 100% sure, in the grand scheme of things, this was a proper design decision. But none of my colors were going to work. I didn't want them to clash with the colors that was already there. Most of them were a little too bright. I didn't like the way they were kind of overpowering the colors in the actual paper. So I decided I did not want to use anything that bright. So, all right, now I'm going to start gluing stuff down, y'all. And this is what takes me forever. I'll go ahead and let you see me do some of this foam tape application to the title. I do the title first. It's kind of unusual, if I'm honest with you. 9 times out of 10, I do the title toward the end. But it was actually kind of simple because I didn't have just much going on around the title. And I figured, you know what, I'll go ahead and put the title down. So I do put it up on foam because I glued the little fingers down flat. And so I thought, okay, I'll put the title up on foam. Yeah, so give me 1 second here. I'm going to just put all my little pieces. This is again my foam tape here. And put that there, and then I kind of size up the word no. And then, like I said, I'm going to cut over so you don't have to watch me glue all this stuff down. And I think when I come back on camera, I've got pretty much everything glued down. And I'm going to start playing again with I think the enamel dots maybe. Okay, so pretty much everything's glued down here. I think I'm just finalizing the last couple of stars. Now, the sad thing is I actually moved, I shouldn't say sad, my upper left corner, I actually had the lightning bolt. I was looking at the video just a moment ago, and I realized the lightning bolt where I had it when I set it down the first time, I actually liked it a little bit better than where I have it now. Not that it's bad. It's just I actually had it to the outside, and I think that might have actually been a little bit better, but that's okay. I like it. I like it anyway. So here's where I'm going to go in with the little enamel dots, and I'm just filling out my areas where I've got these little stars. And again, I've done kind of like I did the layout with my husband. I've just put them stars everywhere. So I'm pretty pleased because I mentioned in the video that I made of my husband that this collection lends toward boys in my mind. So I on purpose chose to do girls, women technically, with this collection, honestly, to just show you that you can use a, quote, boy collection with women. And again, in my mind, these are strong, independent, you know, women, and I don't think there's anything wrong with using this type of collection with that. And they are basically setting themselves no limits, which was kind of the idea behind the title. So anyway, that's my layout. That's pretty much it. I'm going to slow it down so I can show you the, whoops, that little guy's sticking to me. Show you the layout up close, and then you'll see some still shots. Thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow is day 23. I cannot believe we're almost there. Well, we got a week, I guess, left. I can't believe we got so far in already. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye-bye.